Okay, so here we are. The film crew is setting up for an interview. They pack heavy. They're like my wife. I go on a vacation and I bring, you know, a backpack. She goes on a vacation and brings 10 bags. Paul, you're like a chick when it comes to getting things ready, aren't you? Okay, so for them, the door has to be closed. That window has never been restored. It's the only window in the entire building that has never been restored, and that's because they want it as the background. You can see they're setting up lights, and if you look in the ceiling, there's actually lights for these guys all over the ceiling. Would you guys remove all the lights?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why we pack heavy.
Okay, they pack heavy.
Oh.
Well.
Hi, Facebook.
All right, so hang on. This is Brian.
I'm Brian. Hi.
And he right now is sort of functioning as the field story producer and the sort of the director.
Sort of.
Yeah. So this is Brian, and
Jack of all trades, master of none.
yeah, he's got crap here. They bring in all this stuff here behind them, and this is where I stand to shoot the interviews. I stand here at my podium, and this is where we talk about, you know, like, I got a guy coming in with a car today and we're gonna do this, and this is where I do that from. So they set up lights and all sorts of crap that we really don't know what it does, but they seem to think it's important, so they bring it in. Now, what I actually wanted to show you today was, we've got one of the rarest cars in the world here. This is a 1955 V8 Corvette. 700 of them were built. There's about 200 known copies existing in the world today. And when it came in, it had a problem, and that was the springs were actually mounted on the perches upside down. So these parts were actually mounted the wrong way on the frame. And what that meant was there was no way to ever get this suspension right. So we've pulled the springs, pulled the perches, and we've gone ahead and on our plasma table, and this was from, hang on. Oh, all right, so these are the patterns. Mike takes these patterns, we draw them out, and you can see that that will be our new piece, and that's modeled off of the 56 Corvette that's in the shop right now. We're getting closer to sending this one home. We're doing the power top system on it, getting it sort of dialed in. But a big part of building cars is just sort of being able to look at a problem and figure out what the solution is. And I know that sounds like a blinding flash of the obvious, but it's not as easy as you might think. Some of these problems are pretty insidious, and they're very, very hard to find. Now here I've got Heath Weber. Now Heath is working on, I know this looks like the nose of the Nautilus, but this is another one of our coupe hardtops. This belongs to Dr. Franz in, I think he's somewhere in Tennessee. Is it Nashville or Memphis?
I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
Couldn't tell me. So Heath has just painted this color, and what do you think of the color?
Oh, I think it's beautiful.
Okay, we're gonna actually video Heath through the reflection because it's so nice. So you love the color.
Love the color.
It looks almost like it's a charcoal gray black, and then when you hit it with the sun gun, watch what happens. Boom! It just blows at you in like this intense silver. So very cool color. Changes quite dramatically when you put the sun gun on it, or the sun. And here, right here we got Buddy. Man, this car was pretty this morning. We're not sure exactly what he's done to it, because this used to look a whole lot more like this. What the hell did you do to it, buddy?
Just got to get this way to get pretty.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, this is car makeup.
Yeah, it's kind of that you got to break a few eggs in order to make an omelet, and
Yep.
you know, this is one of those processes that I've seen a lot of people try, and if you watch someone who's a professional do it, it actually looks easy. But the fact is I've seen a whole lot of people screw up $10,000 paint jobs in about 1 minute by doing it wrong. So that's one of those things that you got to do right. Now, this is an interesting car. It is, of course, a C2. Notice we've got the back deck off it, and the reason that is we custom built the back deck, because what you've got in here is, this is a 4-seat C2 Corvette, and the man and his 2 kids are going to go cruise in this car with and without the top. Very nice car, LS3 resto mod vehicle. Now, this is one of my cool projects. This is a 1972 coupe. And you're going to look at it and say, Dan, you're an idiot, because that's a convertible. Only, let me ask you, Andy, what is this Corvette behind me? Is it a coupe or a convertible? It's a coupe. Nice talking with you, Andy. You're just, look, there he is. You saw his face for about 3 seconds, folks. That's Andy. So this car came in here as a coupe. Actually, well, we'll get back to this one in a minute. Very rare, big block 69 Cougar that came in here from a man who I believe is the original owner. Has had that car forever, and he keeps blowing up the engine, and we're doing another engine for him. So I'm going to talk to he and his wife about maybe letting off the gas just a little bit. So what you've got here is something you've probably never seen before. This is the T-top from this Corvette that has been removed, but it goes right back on the car. So this is a T-top convertible C3, and of course it is a metal bumpered C3, which means it's the best Corvettes made. There's a generally accepted rule that Corvettes with metal bumpers are the Corvettes that are the most desirable, and so for us, really we like to work on the 53 to 73 Corvette. This is our metal shop. A couple of cool projects in here. This is our 1800 horsepower nitromethane 33 Plymouth. That's a 59 Biscayne back there. Hang on, let me see if I can get it to focus. 59 Biscayne becoming an Impala. This is an old 5-window Chevy pickup going together. There is a 1956 Bel Air turning into a Nomad. This is an absolutely breathtaking car. Right now Wayne is supposed to be doing a 4-link setup on it, and I see that Wayne is screwing off, so we're going to have to go talk. But Wayne is installing the Heights 4-link on it, and then we've got, so here's the rest of that 4-link setup that is going into the vehicle. Bare brakes, we got a Mosier rear end, and a Heights 4-link. And this, I'll just give you a real quick peek at it. That is an absolutely breathtaking Aston Martin. What are you doing to the Aston Martin, Wayne?
I'm sanding.
Sanding.
A lot of sanding.
How long you been doing that?
Overall, about 30 years.
30 years on this car?
Not on this car. I got a couple hundred hours in it.
Yeah, we've got a lot of time into this car. It's a complete redesign. I'll just give you one more quick sneak peek, because this car is our supercar debut. But if I can do it without falling, tell me that isn't amazing. Absolutely breathtaking. 180 miles an hour, custom suspension, a complete carbon fiber body redesign. We've basically taken a $200,000 car and chopped it up and made it into an ultra supercar. Now back here, we've got a couple more guys. We got Crispy. He's watching TV.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to do work today.
Yeah, I'm trying.
You're trying. Looks like you're watching TV.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I was waiting on Captain Kangaroo to come on.
Yeah, I think it's a different channel. So right now he is working on one of the supercars of the 60s. This is an L71. Let me see if I can get you up in there. triple deuce, 427, power steering, power brake, Corvette coupe. If you went to buy a car in 1967, you would have a difficult time getting anything that would kick that car's ass. I mean, that car is just, it almost defies definition in terms of iconic status of being a muscle car. Now we got Johnny here. Holy crap, are you throwing away trash?
I'm actually picking up a little bit. I figured I'd made a big enough mess around here. I gotta pick up some.
Whose motor is that?
That's the 396 out of that 67 Chevelle.
Yeah, and you said we got problems with it?
Oh, we got problems, all right.
Okay, so we will, I don't want to scare the hell out of the owner on a Facebook Live, so we'll go over the problems in a little bit, not on camera, and then I'll decide exactly what I'm going to tell the owner. So, hang on. Here is one of the most interesting projects in the shop. Johnny.
Yeah.
What are you doing to this 63 Corvette?
We're running it through the motions at the moment. We're getting the powertrain into a usable, drivable state. We're going ahead and putting the electric boosted brakes on it. We got a hydraulic clutch we're setting up. It's got TKO 600 in here. And we're making all the systems work together and function. So that way he'll have a running, driving, turnkey vehicle. We can send up the paint and interior. Now, resto mods have become a fairly commonplace thing. We do a lot of them here.
Yeah.
I mean, we do a lot of them. This is going to be a very nice one. It's going to be in that 500 horsepower range. Of course, independent rear suspension, an SR3 chassis. You know, we will, of course, make the body look like it's a piece of, you know, just shaved glass. But I want to show you folks something that we found on this car, and we have verified that this is real. And what you're about to see is something that almost made me cry when I found it. It is the real deal, it is legitimate, and it was not me who decided to cut up this car. Unfortunately, this car spent about 30 years in a field waiting for it to come in, and by that point, so many parts of it had gone bad that the owner made this call. But I'm going to show you something, and this is done by the factory. The letter Z, the number 0, and the 6 under that relay. This is one of the original 197 to 199 documented built Z06s by Chevrolet back in 1963. It was not one of the ones that the serial number is actually in the register anymore, but we've run through the parts, we've looked at everything on the car, and it is a valid Z06. So for me, it was a bit of a tough call seeing an LS3 go in a Z06. But it is what the owner wanted. The original drivetrain was all gone. What do you think, Johnny? Would you have, does that change the way you sort of think about this car?
Not a bit. Seeing the original parts I've had to work with on this car, whoever had it back in '63 drove the crap out of it. I mean, everything was, the pedals were completely worn out. They'd ripped the clutch off of the pivot shaft. Someone drove this thing hard, and they got their money's worth out of it. I think the owner worked with what he had left, and I think he made the right call.
Okay, so
This thing's gonna run off the tide for just about anything else. This car is going to be super fast.
oh yeah, it'll be stupid. It's just that this is one of 200 supercars built in 1963. To the best of my knowledge, in 1963, the GM Z06 Corvette was the supercar of supercars. So it's just, for me, this is a piece of history. So few 63 Corvettes were made. I mean, there was right at about 21,000 total 63 Corvettes, with about half of them being coupes, half of them being convertibles. But of those, only 100 and, the words are either 97 or 99 ever became the Z06 package. And this is one of them. And it's just a little sad to me to see it resto modded. But these guys are okay with it, but piss on them. I don't agree with them about half the shit they want to do anyway. So just a couple more things, and then I'll let you guys go. We've got another original 63. Now this 63 is going back all original. It's got the 340 horse 327. Davey's been in here cleaning up and getting all the surfaces, cleaning up all the rust. Kind of a dirty job.
Yep.
David, why do you look like crap? I mean, look at you got, hang on. Let me just show you folks. This is the way Davey looks after spending a little bit of time. Look at all the dirt on his face. I find it kind of humorous. But that's Davey. Wait a second. Look at his light, just to give you an idea of what his light looks like very quickly. How bad was the bottom of this car?
It was black. It's white now.
Okay, so, and here's something we've done. This car, in 1963, the floors of these cars were left white. And so once we cleaned it up real good, we found the white floors on the 63. By the way, the 63 was the last year of the Corvettes for at least quite a while to have white fiberglass. In 64, they went to black fiberglass. 64, 65, 66, and then in 67, I believe they went to gray fiberglass. So this is kind of cool. It's the only C2 in the world with white fiberglass. And this is kind of cool. Early C3 or early C2 63s had a toolbox under the seat. That's what this thing is right here. Very useful thing. Why Chevrolet took it out, I have absolutely no idea, but they did. Got rid of the toolboxes after the first part of 63, which I thought was silly. It's like the best thing on my entire car. Okay, so that's it. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on what was here at the shop at FantomWorks. I mean, look, we also got 67 Chevelles, 64 GTOs. There's a 71 426 Hemi, a 37 Buick, a 57 Golden Hawk, prototype Ferrari, and of course, no shop is complete without the old 763 Bobcat, because let's face it, that is the sexiest vehicle in the entire building. Folks, we pretty much end up taking it all on, and I'll just close out with the last thing we're doing here. This is Wayne's baby, and right now he's working on the Aston Martin, but this is a 1957 Chris Craft. We had to order 5,000 screws to redo the woodwork. So you can see the panels, those are the inboard panels, and all the mahogany. So Wayne has been hard at it, getting it all rebuilt. You can see the transom is getting close to finished. He's already put the cross-cut dowels into every hole. The new keel has been put on it, and this boat, this coming spring, is going to be in the water. All right, folks, great having you with us for a while. I'll come back in a few minutes when Sal and his daughter Jessie come back with the Cobra, if they ever come back, and we'll close out with a few comments from them. We'll be back.